This episode is sponsored by the Hollywood Casino at Charlestown Races in West Virginia. June's featured entertainment includes Skillet on the 28th and Pete Davidson on the 29th. Details and tickets at HollywoodCasinoCharlestown.com. Must be 21 to enter the casino floor and attend a show. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Welcome to the newest episode of Beyond the Fame with Jason Fraley. I'm your host, Jason Fraley, picking the brains of the top filmmakers, musicians, and artists of our time. Burt Ward played Robin in the 1960s TV series Batman, and just a few weeks ago received the President's Lifetime Achievement Award in a letter from President Biden, as well as the United Nations Association of the United States of America's Humanitarian Award for rescuing 15,500 pets over the last 30 years. I caught up with the boy wonder to discuss both honors and how he and his wife Tracy launched their own charity brand similar to the late Paul Newman, called Gentle Giant's Natural Non-GMO Ingredients Pet Foods to help our pets live longer.
I'm ready, citizen.
Hey, Burt Ward. Hey, from citizen to boy wonder. Hey, thanks so much for joining us on WTOP in Washington, D.C.
It's great to be with you.
Yeah, we're talking with Burt Ward, of course, the original Robin from the 1960s Batman TV series, because you and your wife, Tracy, were just honored because you have rescued more than 15,500 dogs and hundreds of cats, too, in the last 30 years with your Gentle Giant's Natural Non-GMO Ingredients Pet Foods. When did you actually start this? What inspired it? Have you always been like an animal lover and you decided, let's create something to help them live longer?
Yes. Well, here's what happened. 30 years ago, when my wife and I moved here into the Inland Empire, about an hour east of Los Angeles, we got a beautiful Great Dane for our 3-year-old daughter, and we found out that the other Great Danes that people were wanting were not available, and they were being put to death in shelters because there was no rescue. You see, when somebody has to give up a dog, if it goes to a shelter, there's no room. They are only there a few days, and they're put to death. And so animal rescues provide a great source for somebody, if they have to give up a dog, that can go to the rescue, and the rescue can, keep it going and find a safe, loving home for it so it doesn't have to die. And because there was no Great Dane rescue here in Southern California, we started rescuing Great Danes, and we started in August of 1994. By the end of the month, we had 102 Great Danes in our house. Can you imagine? 102. Wow. And it's the bottom line is we've been saving these animals, and not just Great Danes, St. Bernards, and then we get little dogs. We have dogs, Chihuahuas and Yorkies. We have like 45 different breeds, more than 15,500 saved. But for doing this for 30 years, we realized these dogs don't have a very long lifespan. The large dogs live under 10 years of age. The smaller ones, rarely do you see one go 13 or 14 or 15. And we decided that if we could find a way, we would help all dogs and cats live longer. And we spent a tremendous amount of time and money to create a food that is different than every other pet food. And we take no salary from it. This is not about money. It's our life's work and our charity. It's called Gentle Giants. It's available at all the Petco stores online at petco.com. TractorSupply.com, Chewy.com, and PetSmart.com. But the key to it is there's no genetically modified organisms in the food. I don't know if you know this, but more than 90% of our human and animal food supply in our country has been genetically modified to accept pesticides. You see, when a farmer grows a plant, and whether it's rice or whether it's fruits or vegetables, when he grows that, pests, bugs attack it. And if he sprays a pesticide on it, half the time it kills the plant. But when they genetically modified the DNA of the plant itself, you can spray these pesticides and insecticides, and it doesn't kill the plant. But the problem is it absorbs the pesticide, and then when your dog or cat eats ingredients that have pesticides in it, they come down with cancer, the number one killer of dogs and cats in America. We found 2% of the United States food supply has no GMOs in it, and every ingredient in our dog, cat, and cat foods have no GMOs in it. So this is the reason that our animals aren't coming down with cancer. And then in addition to that, we created a special way to feed dogs and cats. We don't feed dogs and cats like they normally feed them. We feed our dogs 5 times a day, smaller, more frequent meals. We elevate their food and water dishes. All of this is available for everyone at no charge on GentleGiantsDogFood.com. They can learn how we do it. And it's our charity. We love animals. And all I can say to you is, we can help you and everyone else keep their dog or cat an extra 10 or 15 years longer. Not only is it great for the animal, but what does it do for your life? Who you love, your pet.
Oh, you're speaking to my heart, because our dog's a rescue too. Our little black lab Liberty, she's actually laying at my feet right now. And if I can get another 15, boost her life to 30 years, and not just 30 years, but quality of life too. That's what it's all about. She's a rescue as well. I can't believe you had that many Great Danes in your in your house in the beginning. That's crazy.
Oh yeah. We of the 15,500 dogs we've rescued here, 8,200 have been Great Danes.
Wow.
8,200. We feed here at our rescue 600 pounds of Gentle Giants dog food here every day. 600 pounds. Okay, that is a lot of food.
Yeah.
and here's the key thing is that these animals, they're not sick. Our dogs here are so healthy. The only time they go to a veterinarian is every 3 years for a rabies update. Can you imagine all the money that can be saved? Because I'll tell you something, veterinary bills are so expensive. They're almost like human bills. And when you can have animals that aren't sick and don't come down with problems, for example, with our cats, people say all the time, oh, I have so many problems. My cat has hairballs, and this and that. On our food, they don't have any hairballs. Okay, and the reason they don't, because we have a lower fat content, so they're not over licking themselves. There's so much science in this, and we've done this because we love animals.
Yeah, and so you're saying some of the tips that we can find on Gentle Giants and on your website and everything.
GentleGiantsDogFood.com or GentleGiantsCatFood.com. All that information, our feeding and care program. And for example, if you have your dog, you don't want to ever put the bowl of water or food on the ground. You elevate it. And there's a specific height for every dog. Why do we do this? Because think of all that wasted energy. A dog only has so much life energy in its life. And if it has to lean down to get food, come up, chew and swallow, lean down to get water, come up and swallow, up and down every day, you're prematurely wearing the dog's body out.
So should we elevate their food bowl too? I'm sitting here looking at my dog. Hey, Liberty, Hey, Liberty, it's Robin. He's saving your life.
The correct height for every dog is such that they only tilt their head down to eat, but never lean down to eat. There's another problem called bloat and torsion that kills up to 10% of the dogs in America, caused by food on the stomach combined with stress or exercise. If a dog leans down to get food, they can inhale that food into their lungs and aspirate like a baby. They can also get air into their stomach and bloat, which is where the stomach turns over, and then you've only got 45 minutes to get them to a vet to save their life. So these are things that they can read about, and they can learn from what we spent the last 30 years of our life learning.
Yeah, absolutely. More frequent meals, smaller frequent meals, elevating the water bowl. This is all great tips. And because of this, all the pets you've saved, all the families' lives you've benefited because of saving their pets. Because of all this, last month you received the President's Lifetime Achievement Award from the White House. And you and your wife also received the United Nations Association of American Humanitarian Award. All this was at an event in Los Angeles. How big of an honor was that to finally be recognized, 30 years after doing this?
Can I tell you, it is wonderful, but we never expected it. And I'll tell you something, our life's work. Let me tell you what my wife and I, my wife Tracy and I, here's what our plan is. We want to leave this planet better off than we found it. And everything we can do to make a better world for all of us to live in, that is our goal.
Oh, well, you've certainly done it. You've certainly done it. And it's great that you've become a caped crusader of our pet health. I really appreciate it.
Well, I like to say I was the caped crusader, and now I'm the canine and Cat and Kitten Crusader.
I love it. You're sliding down that bat pole to save a bunch of pets. I love it. Hey, I know we only got a few seconds left. I'd love to at least squeeze in at least one Batman question, if you don't mind. Not many all day.
Anything you'd like.
Not every day we get to talk to Robin. Well, so obviously this is the TV series. I mean, I was born in the mid '80s, but with my grandparents, we rewatched all of your reruns of the '60s show. I dressed up for you as Halloween in that yellow cape and the but I'm telling you, I was terrified when the Riddler strapped you to that table and the table saw and there's a cliffhanger. Do you get other people coming up to you all the time and say, I thought you were a goner in that one, Robin?
Well, let me tell you something. There, in that episode with the Riddler, that was the first episode. Batman breaks through a subway wall to rescue me. Okay, and what happened? A little piece of trivia for you is that the studio forgot to build a breakaway wall. So when they set the charge, it's a magnesium. It's very loud with a big bang, but the building didn't blow open because it was real wood instead of balsa wood. And there was no time to spend another 3 weeks to build a set. So what happened? The special effects guys used 2 half sticks of dynamite and nearly blew the entire soundstage down to blow a hole in the wall. And when I was tied down on that table with my arms tied at my side, a 2x4 fell from above and landed on the bridge of my nose and broke my nose.
Oh, my God.
I remember that very well.
So you were an accident had actual danger. It wasn't a table saw. It wasn't the Riddler. It was the set falling on you. That's crazy.
Oh yeah, I'll tell you. And I'll tell you I went to the emergency hospitals 4 of the first 6 days of filming with 2nd-degree burns, a broken nose, gas inhalation from the fumes of the stuff. I mean, and it's so funny because I'd never been to an emergency room in my life. And here I got to know the doctor pretty good after 4 days in a row.
That's wild. That's wild. Well, I know we got to run. We're up on the clock, but rest in peace. Adam West died in 2017. You two are forever. There's been great Batman and Robin after, but you two, for me, you'll always be the original dynamic duo. It was the best. So, we'll talk to you next time. Same bat time, same bat channel.
All right, my friend. All right. And as we said on Batman, to the Batmobile.
Save the pets. See ya.
Thanks so much for listening to Beyond the Fame with Jason Fraley. Our theme music is Scott Buckley's Clarion. Remember to give us a 5-star rating if you like what you hear. We'll see you next time.